Well, good morning, church. I hope you're doing well this morning. I'm here doing some work just to get ready for what we're going to be doing tomorrow in church. It's a special weekend, but it's special to me this weekend because not for a specific reason that only has to do with the church, but because this is actually Folk Fest weekend. I really love Folk Fest. I love that Greensboro gets to host the North Carolina Folk Festival. I hope you're able to get downtown and see some of the offerings that they have. They're all free. I mean, it's just such a special thing to have, this kind of event. I mean, Steep Canyon Rangers are going to be playing, down the street from my house. That's just amazing. If you don't know who the Steep Canyon Rangers are, take some time and look into that because I think you would love to go see a show like that. But something that I like to do when Folk Fest comes to town, when we come to worship that weekend, is I like to get the banjo out, and I like to do some folk music. Folk music is very important to me. Folk music is that music that kind of moves throughout our culture and crosses over those lines of division. I think we know, and we were reminded this week that there's just so much division in our country, in our world, and one of the things that has the power to bring us together is folk music. The banjo is a folk instrument that has been bringing people together for a long time. I know we associate the banjo with what we call bluegrass music, which bluegrass music is only about 100 years old. But this banjo, not this particular banjo, but the banjo is a lot older than just 100 years old. The banjo was, we think it started on the continent of Africa, in sub-Saharan Africa, and then it migrated to various parts of the world. It migrated to Europe and to the highlands of Scotland and Ireland. It certainly found its way to America. And, I always smile when I hear someone playing clawhammer banjo. And whenever I play clawhammer banjo, I get happy too. And what's amazing is people have been playing an instrument like this and in a style like that for probably more than, probably more than 6,000 years. Maybe a lot more than 6,000 years. I don't know. But there's just something amazing about an instrument that can connect us to each other, connect us across the boundaries of time, connect us across the boundaries of the world. And I think that's a really important thing to celebrate in church and to claim in church, to claim, the power of folk music in our lives. And so that's part of what we're going to be doing tomorrow. We're going to leave the organ off tomorrow. Brody and I have been excited to plan some music around folk music this Sunday. So it's going to be a wonderful day of worship that's going to sound a little bit different than what our worship typically sounds like. But I think in the way that folk music brings us together as a people, it has the power to connect us in a deeply spiritual way to God. And that's what worship is all about. So I look forward to seeing you tomorrow at worship as we tune in a little bit to the sounds of the banjo and the guitar and raise a more common song to the altar of praise of God. I'll see you there. My goodness, I got some practice to do before tomorrow. I'll see you at the corner of Cone and Lafayette. Bye-bye.